Okay, so welcome back to the garage, or their lack of the garage. Today we're going to be working on the mighty ST150. We're going to be changing over to this exhaust. So she's got a stock exhaust at the moment. This is a Sportex exhaust. Right, let's climb underneath and have a look. So all we really need to do now is undo these bolts. Now they're notorious for breaking, so we're going to be gentle with it and see what happens. And it's a 14. You see they put washers on, which is quite good, and the bolt didn't like that very much. It might not be a 14. I think the bolt was just very rust, or very coked up. That's a 13, which is what I originally had. Right, now we've broken it a little bit, we're just going to do the old trick of tighten a little bit, loosen a little bit, just to try to, oh, I don't know, that's coming off quite nicely, to be honest. Bit of a surprise. Now we are going to reuse these clamps if they're in good condition. So obviously the stock cat is still in place to keep it nice and legal. Okay, so there's our U-clamp off, and obviously it has a slide-on connector here, so we're going to have to try to slide it off while doing the back half at the same time. So we're back up on the exhaust. Not sure how much you can see there. Yep. So what we're going to do is just take this rubber bung off. These notoriously get old, and we actually just replaced this one. Just need a bit of oil, I think. I'm just going to spray it liberally with a bit of WD-40. There we go. And off it slides. Right, that's now off. Okay, so now to do the other U-clamp from the back box to the middle section, we get this off and then we can start taking the system off. Get this other U-clamp out of the way, and then we are... So what I'm going to do is, this part of the exhaust I'm going to jiggle around to try to take that off. Hopefully you're going to see that these two pieces are going to come apart. The size difference in this, the weight is ridiculous, but also the size difference of these back boxes. Looking forward to hearing the sound of it. It should sound a lot better. Right, well, let's climb back underneath and get this middle section out. So we've already undone that Y pipe. We have got an axle stand holding the exhaust up, so we're not going to damage the cat pipe or anything. So now we just need to wiggle this one out of shape. It is wiggling a little bit. I think we are actually going to move the axle stand out of the way, because there's very little weight on it now, and there it goes. Look, it's wiggling lovely.
A few inches later.
There it goes, there we go. Okay, so really concerning. This pipe's obviously a lot longer than the other one. I can't think of a reason for that. I mean, this is supposed to be a bolt-on Sportex exhaust system. Let's see what we go. Sort of in that thing. So we reckon that this is where it's got to be. So this is the final length. So I think we need to mark here. So I think that's our rough length. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bit of this duct tape. So that's the length it's got to slide to, from what I can see. Well, there you go. The exhaust system from an ST150 from Sportex does not fit. Okay, so we're just going to undo the O2 sensor, little clip on the back, and then it should come off quite easily. There you go, and pull the rest of the wiring so it's free for when the exhaust comes down. Okay, so what you haven't seen here is I heated up these bolts because we know that they are really bad for snapping, and I didn't want anything to break. So I've heated them up and I've used WD-40 and I have loosened them off, and I'm happy to say they are going to come off. So I'm just going to do these last couple of bolts. Okay, so obviously we had to take the cat off, which I wasn't expecting to do. Now I need to cut off this piece of pipe, and you can see how much I've actually got to cut off to make it fit. Okay. So, moment of truth. Perfect. Good part. So now we are actually bringing in the new system. Just making sure this is going to fit properly. I'll put it over the rear axle first. We're going to have to undo this brace here. So we're going to put a little bit of WD on it. Again, not something I was expecting to do to fit an exhaust, but undo and do up trick again. Okay, so now we've actually got the exhaust off, we've cut it. We are going to put the cap back on, put the rubbers back in, and then we will be putting the exhaust system on. We are now at the exciting part. We've just put some exhaust paste on there. Just going to make sure we've got all the way around the exhaust, and now we're going to slide the exhaust home. Right. There we go. That is the exhaust back where it should be. Okay, so now we need to put the clamp on that to hold that there. Like I said, we're not going to do these bolts up too tight at the moment. Because this is a pinch bolt, basically. So we're just going to put the washer on, put the nut in, and we will just tack these in place before we get the back section on. And then we'll come and do everything up. Now, I'm going to offer up the new back box. So we're going to try and get it in this rubber first. There we go. We're just going to do these last couple of bolts up over here. Unfortunately, because it's the place it is, we can't use the ratchet on it. So we're going to use the spanner. First start up with the Sportex exhaust system. Yep. It is in neutral. Sounds a bit nicer, don't it? Right, I just want to check for a couple of leaks. Make sure we don't have any leaks. No leak coming from that one. It's on the car now, everything's heated up. It sounds really nice. In fact, look, I'll give it another kick in so you can hear it. Let's just start her up. So you can hear, it's got a lovely little burble now. I'll give you a little rev, I don't want to upset my neighbours too much. But a little bit of noise. Just gives it that little bit of extra sound. And the parting note that I'm going to leave you with is when your wife says to you, she needs a couple more inches, tell her you need to buy a Sportex X exhaust, because it comes with a few extra inches. And that's what I'm going to leave you with. Thanks for watching the video. We'll catch you all again soon. Hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment, and we'll speak to you later. Just gives it that little bit of extra sound.